Okay, I just got into a short right here. I missed it. I had my order sitting right here on the line and it touched it, but it didn't fill it. So I ended up having to get in down here on a little bit of a pullback. Now I'll tighten that stop up just a little bit. So I had about a 5-tick stop. And what I'm expecting is a move back down now. Like that. We made it back to the top of the channel here. And now we're starting to come down. We have this pretty strong move down and then a kind of a corrective pattern here. As you can see, we have the really strong move down and then we have these overlapping waves indicative of a corrective pattern. We pulled to the 78.6 retracement, which is where I wanted to get in here, but put in a limit order and missed it, so I would have been filled about right here at 82.50. You can see that was the actual pivot point, and we have a climax churn bar into that high. We pull off of it and then make an A, B, C pattern, as you can see here. A, B, C. And now we're starting to come down again. And I've got a very tight stop on this now. Yeah, that was the perfect entry right there. Looks like I may get stopped out right here. Maybe not. Kind of made a double top there, which is kind of odd. Okay. If we hit that area again, we'll likely break through it, so I'll put my stop 1 tick closer, so a 2-tick stop now. Okay, I backed it up just a couple of ticks to see if it'll bounce off of this trend line here.
Filled.
No, it didn't, and I got stopped out. Minus 4 ticks. 5 ticks. So I lost 5 ticks on that trade. Watch that be the high right there. Got a climax churn bar. Look at that. Climax followed by a churn bar right there. And now it rolls. Alright, I'm going to take another stab at this right here.
Order pending.
So 3 ticks away from where I got stopped out. Come on and fill me. Unbelievable. If we can pull back just a little bit, I'll go ahead and get in right here. Okay, I just got in right here. Weak churn bar right there on the 3-minute. We've just been kind of going sideways as it figures out what it wants to do here.
Auto line break.
Okay, so it's finally going down. We're at the auto line here on divergence. Normally it would be a good place for an exit, but of course I'm holding for a big down move. At least something similar to this. So we'll delete all of this.
Median line touch.
I'll be looking for at least a move down here. So another 20 points. At least. It's a shame it took me 2 attempts to get into this, but anyhow, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, looking good. Looks like it's ready for that big decline now, so sit back and wait for it to happen. Now on the volume profile, you can see, of course, there's that 15-minute bar. This is the RTH, so this is showing the overnight gaps, but you can see that's where I should have been getting short, and I would have been holding through this entire time as it's going sideways. But what it did was it gapped down here and then see it gap down right here, and then it pulled back to the top of this distribution area right here. See this distribution? That's where we pulled back to the top of it. Here it pulled back to the underside of the point of control, broke down, and then it pulled right back up to the top right here. And that was also the 78.6 retracement of this move down. See, 78.6. So, good spot to turn back down from, and now we are doing just that. So I would imagine we'll get a move today down into, hopefully down into this distribution right here, which starts about right there. So that's about 1940. And remember, the initial target that I had was 50 to 52. So in this little area right here as well could be a potential place for a reversal. But once we get to the top of this zone right here, which is just barely breaking that low, once we take out that low, we'll probably get some kind of rebound off of that, and then maybe after that make the next wave lower. We'll see what happens, but I imagine this is about to be breaking lower. This is the full overnight session, and you can see that as well, pulling back to the top of this distribution right here. See that ledge right there? That's where we reversed off, and now we're coming back down. So it's that ledge right there that is important in the volume profile, and that's right where we pulled back to. And then it's rolling down now, and now we've just hit this little ledge right here, but the next important one would be right there. And then we'll probably come on down to this low volume node there, which is also the high here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking, that's what I'm expecting to happen. So we'll see if that happens. Right now, however, we're bouncing off of that lower auto line there on the 576. We've got a churn bar at S1 and the VWAP. Like I said, that was a good exit. Let me just change these colors. See, that was a major spike. Extreme churn bar in the density. And now it's turning back up. So, am I going to be stopped out here? Let's see. I haven't quite made it to the auto line on the minute chart, but of course we have on the tick chart. We made it to the bottom of the ray with the same slope from this pivot. Same slope as this downtrend channel. Let's do this. There we have made it to the bottom of the channel. Now we're hitting the upper median line and the midpoint. Let's see if this thing can roll on down now. I think we're probably good. I think it's probably about to be coming right on down. Yeah, there's the break of the auto line. So we will most likely be going down into a new channel, which we're at the bottom of now. Probably see some kind of correction from here. Back up maybe a little bit, a couple of points, and then probably down even more. Maybe we'll just keep going down from here. But I would think the speed will increase very soon, at which point we'll get a strong little pop down to here. Okay, we've got another corrective move here. Probably going to stop right here. We've already got a bit of a churn bar forming now. So I'll go ahead and short one more right where these two channels are intersecting with that 61.8 retracement from this high. Probably actually best if I top of the channel on the 576 is just a little bit higher.
Order filled.
Okay, well, I just got filled. Would have been better for me to raise that. I'm going to sell one more right here.
Order pending.
Which is also the top of this median line. Let me just lift that up a little bit. So it overshot a little bit here. Make this 3.
Order pending.
There we are. Okay, good. Good. So we had a couple of churn bars back to back, followed by a weak climax into that high. 576, we have divergence. We also have volume divergence between this high and this high. And then that last bar formed very quickly with 400 contracts per second, 425 contracts per second, and now it's rolling over. Okay, so I'm going to take this back to 2, cancel this sell.
Order canceled.
And then tighten
Order
this one up a
canceled.
little bit. There we go. All right. Now waiting for that strong push down to new lows today, hopefully. Looks like it is going to roll over. I'll go ahead and tighten this stop up to just above that high. Because if we come back and we break that, then we're likely going to go to new highs. I imagine this is going to start moving pretty fast now as we come on down to new lows this afternoon. I'm just kind of glad that it did pull back and I was able to get on another contract. I should probably have 10 contracts on this trade, but I've got a feeling this is going to be going down pretty fast and hard now as we take out this low here at 59.25. Hopefully we can do that today. Then the volatility will start to pick up. And that move ended on a churn bar on the tick chart, right down to the bottom of the trend line from here, the baseline. Probably going to catch some resistance right there and then roll back down. Okay, there's the close, and it looks like it freaked out NinjaTrader. Yeah. All that data coming in at once really did a number on Ninja. Okay, there we go. So we came down to the bottom of the baseline. I imagine we'll break that either right now or after the market opens back up in the overnight. So I'll just leave this position on and manage it accordingly. I'll have to leave this one on overnight. Probably leave my stop right where it's at. I may lock in a little bit if I see this start moving down fast enough in the overnight. I imagine we will have a big gap down tomorrow. That would be ideal. So I'm already up 10 points. Yeah, it would be nice to see this thing come on down in the overnight and then have that big gap down tomorrow morning. That's what I'll be looking for. Okay, so that's it for this one. I'll videotape a little bit more tonight if there are, any reasons to update the video. Okay, the market is reopened and it is continuing to go down. So I'll tighten this up just a bit and let it ride. Okay, it's really starting to pick up some speed now. We're at the bottom of the trend channel line. We've overthrown that. So we're probably going to be making a pretty serious decline here. We haven't quite made it to the bottom of this channel. This is what I was expecting. I'll move down to here. We'll probably end up getting down here. If we can get down to right here, I'll take one off right there, which will be at 1950. Right here, I'll take one off.
Order pending.
And then I'll let that other one ride. Let's see, 25. There we go. Okay. And let's just look at this for a moment. We have, where's my toolbar? There it is. Okay, we're at the bottom of this auto line right now.
Fib line touch.
Chances are we'll make it down to the bottom of that one. This would be the next area right here at 1940. And then down here, which is where I'll probably get out tomorrow, right in here, of that second contract. If it makes it down that far. Something like that, maybe. So we'll see what happens. But right now, we are running into some support. Okay, there we go. I just got filled on that first order, so now I will change this to 1 and we'll let that ride as far as it wants to go, hopefully down at least to 1940 by tomorrow. Okay, here we go. We're all the way down to 1940 now. And this might very well be a good place to exit and then possibly get back in if it corrects a little bit later tonight. The only problem with this is you can completely miss the boat when it takes off without you. And that's the only thing I'm scared of, but you know, a really strong move like this, I would imagine we'll get some kind of correction. The only problem is, when will that correction come? Will it keep going straight down like this all night? I don't know. We would most likely get a correction from here. Good question. I'm gonna let it go.
Order
I'm
cancelled.
gonna let it ride and see what happens. I don't want to miss the boat on this one. It can get a little exciting when you're up, you know, so far on a trade, but you're expecting more, but you don't want to have to wait and hold through one of these, you know, long drawn out pullbacks that can last, you know, like it did here all day long. Holding is about the hardest part in managing a trade. We are starting to come down now. I believe I will just let it ride. Well, we keep coming down. That was a great entry. Re-entry. Yeah, this would have been a fine exit right here at the 161.8. We had the churn bar, we had volume divergence there. Had a little bit of a double bottom with divergence here. Got the ultimate low there. We're not too far from the low right now. 31, about 6 points. You can see that volume is abnormally high here in the overnight. So, I'll let it ride. See how far it's going to gap down by tomorrow at the open. So we can see here, not quite down to the 50% retracement yet. So we've still got room to come down. We are right at the 38.2 of the entire move. Let's see now. And the 61.8. We do have a bit of a confluence zone there. Tricky. Well, I missed my perfect exit here at 8 a.m. I almost got out, but I was thinking, well, maybe we'll get a little bit of a pullback and then it'll keep coming down. This is why I should have been out right here. This is the box that I drew last night, saying this would be my target this morning. And we had multiple channels coming together. On the 5 minute, we've got a churn bar. You can see the density behind that, the green, the light green behind the dark green, signifying that that is a churn bar. On the 5 minute, we have a climax churn. Sorry, it's a weak climax churn in the relative volume, and then just a regular churn bar in the relative density to end that down move on an extreme spike in relative volume on the 20 minute. And we have that downtrend channel coming together here with the uptrend channel on the 60 minute. And then, of course, on the 3 minute, we have these extreme spikes in the relative volume, a little bit of a pullback, and then it comes back down on an extreme churn bar with a major spike. So that is the perfect exit right there. And unfortunately, I just didn't get out. We've got the strong bullish divergence on the 1 minute with the volume divergence as well, ending on a churn bar. That would have been the perfect exit right there. But I didn't take it. I don't know why. I just kind of froze and got greedy. I don't know what my problem is, but anyhow, now I should be attempting to get back in short right here. So I could have exited here at 1915 and then be getting back short at about 1939. It will probably continue higher a little bit though, up to about right in here. We'll see. And then hopefully we can come crashing down through this. Yeah, this is where I was thinking I should definitely get out, but I just didn't do it. I don't know. I have a stop here at 58. Maybe I should have it just a little bit above yesterday's low, just in case it tries to fill that gap. I hate to give that much back, but in order to get a giant move out of this, you know, you have to give it room, and a trailing stop is usually not the best idea anyhow, because they really don't test very well. But if you can get out at a target, that's always much better than trailing a stop and letting the trailing stop take you out. Problem is knowing where to have those targets, and that's where the market geometry helps you. Yeah, there we go. See what I mean? Would have sold here. I'm sorry, would have bought back here, or covered the short, and then sold again here at the top of the channel. And I'd be up about, you know, 15 points by now. But anyway, I'm holding it, and fine with that. So probably going to go sideways for a bit. Maybe come up as far as 1950. We'll see. Go over it when it gets there. If and when it gets there. And here's the ETH chart with the volume profile. You can see we opened right here. We're back to the open. Alright, we've made it back to the open. Just about touching that lower trend line, which is also a low volume node. And then just below that we have a high volume node here. I would think the top of this distribution would be acting as a bit of support. So the top right there. And then the next level of support is right here, about 1882-ish. And then possibly, you know, right there maybe. But usually the tops and the bottoms of these distributions are pretty strong support and resistance. Here you can see we made it back to the top of this distribution here, which also acted as resistance, which was the top of the trend line that you saw on the other charts. So we have multiple things coming together there. If we hadn't have been short, we could have gotten short there, but now it's coming down. So we've got a potential area here, about 1910. Let's just see what happens. Okay, maybe now it's turning back down from that upper trend line again. This will be the third time. Either it's going to break it or it'll turn down from here. If it breaks it, it'll most likely break this high as well. Okay, we're coming on down now. I'm up 3,300 bucks. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out. Once it gets down here a little bit. Let's see, Control C to close. That might be an exit there. I'd like to see it come down just a little bit further, but doesn't look like it wants to do that.
Order pending. Order
I'm out.
filled.
So there, I'm out. So 5,400 bucks on one trade with a 10-tick stop. That's pretty good. That's probably one of the biggest trades yet. No, I'm sorry. About 600 or 700 of that is from a crude trade today. So I really want to hold it. I mean, we are breaking out of this channel right now. I just don't want to hold it another night. I mean, we did have a really nice move down here from where I got in. So try not to be too greedy. Getting out with a decent trade. Thing is could be doing that over the next few days. Yeah, there, now it comes down to the target that I wanted to get out at. Okay, yeah, that's it. See why that would be my target? Median line on the 20, lower trend lines on the 3, median line there, the lower trend line on the 5. So a lot coming together right there. I just got out a little bit too early. Oh, about 4 points too early. Doesn't look like that much, but man, that really is a lot. So anyway, really nice trade. Over 300 ticks on the ES. Just in that one contract. I exited the second one. I mean the first one, obviously I exited that back here.
Median line touch.
Where did I exit that? I exited it right here. Then held through all of this craziness. Okay, so that's it. That's a wrap for this video.